Hey tubers, me again. Hey, this is part 2 of the broken throttle trigger on the Echo Sierra Romeo Mike 225, and this is probably for Ashery and for Bruce, and let's just get right into it. So there's 4 T27 screws. They go actually right there, right there, right there, right there. So we'll take that cover off. This is the new trigger. It's already installed, and that in itself it's just not a big deal. Just had to wait for the part, and I got 2 of these bad chickens for $15. So I'm gonna have a backup. So anyways, so here's how it breaks. I'm gonna zoom in, and the only way that I can really describe this is like on the back strap of my 45 ACP is there's a safety right here. There's a safety on the back strap, and guys, any of you gun owners, you know what I'm talking about. So in Stihl's wisdom, and they do use this, on a bunch of stuff, this is so that you cannot accidentally do the trigger unless you have got it in your hand. Now that you can see how this thing, it disengages, there's the trigger movement, the cable is free. So if the cable was stiff or stuck, even if you release this, call it the backstrap safety, yep, it puts so much tension on this thing, you'll end up breaking it. Bruce, you're exactly right. So it would, and this is where the old one broke. I'll show it to you in a second. But that's where the stress point is right down here by my finger. So this has got to be depressed in a normal pistol grip, and then you just go and you work your machine, you do whatever you do, and then when you're done, it comes back. Okay, on a chainsaw, that makes a lot of sense, right? That you need to take and depress that before you can actually work the trigger, so that you don't, accidentally cut yourself up, to pieces or whatever. It is a weed whacker. The part that's going to do any damage is 4 feet away. So this, to me, I don't understand it. Now, some of them do have like the mechanical assist. You would take and set the button, and then that actually sets the high throttle. On this particular weed whacker, it doesn't do any of that. So an easy way to take and to break this is that if you were to just take and make sure I'm all the way out, if you were just taking it to set this in the back of your truck and go over a hard bump, and something is leaning on that trigger, it's going to break right underneath of there. It's going to break exactly where this one broke. Let me see if I can get it in the picture. It goes like this, and it goes back behind this rod right here, and you can see how it goes. Let me see. I'm trying to give it to you just right. It goes something like this. So there's a stress point. If you lean on that throttle and that safety up there is holding it, yep, it just broke. So yeah, I don't know why Stihl did that. If you guys own one of these and you want to avoid this situation, or it's happened to you before, it makes absolutely no difference if you are to just take and remove this backstrap safety. It won't affect the machine. It doesn't affect the throttle. It doesn't do anything. All it does is take away your opportunity to break the trigger, and then you got to go and get a new one. So that's my 2 cents. And then the other thing is, like, don't be this guy, don't be that guy. If you take it all the way apart, you don't usually need to, but you do need to loosen this up in order to take and slide the new piece in there. Is you want to look at this, and like, here is these are the bolts that go in. There's a fine thread, there's a coarse thread. Coarse thread, focus baby. Coarse thread is always going to go into plastic. Fine thread is always going to go into metal. So if you look down here, right in there, there's a metal backup behind here. That's where the fine thread goes. Over here,
text message.
Sorry, people wanting stuff. And then over here, there's also a metal backup on the other side, and then that's for the fine thread. Plastic goes right here, right here, right here. I make myself seasick every time I look through the camera to do this. And right here. So it's just a matter of now put this bad boy back together. I'll sink this one in over here, and that's it. So actually, no, it doesn't necessarily have to be abused. All it has to do is just set right on there, because to me, I love you, Stihl, love you, Echo. That's a bad design. It's overkill. It does not need to be, and that's just my 2 cents. Okay, guys, this one's repaired. It's going back to the owner tomorrow. That's it. I'm done. I'm out.